And we are going to start on our back. So we're starting with our roll towel horizontal across the soft curve of the neck. And it shouldn't feel like much. It should feel like it just kind of helps gently hold and support the soft curve of your neck. So put your towel in place. Make sure your head feels comfortable. Make all those little wiggles and adjustments, and then get your feet sturdy on the ground. Let your arms open wide into anatomical position, palms facing up. We're going to do a little three-part breath. So we're going to play a little bit with that just intentional breathing. So when we do our three-part breath today, we're going to go low part of the lungs, middle part of the lungs, upper part of the lungs when we fill up. And then we'll do a segment, and then we'll do a smooth breath. So we will just like play with this idea of like, how can you organize your own breath and be in control of your breath? Pranayama, generally speaking, means breath control work. So that's what we're going to shoot for. So get your arms into anatomical position. Get your head so it feels nice. Take a moment just to notice your breath coming in and out through your nose. And then I'm just going to say this for anybody who's practicing from the YouTube channel later. Anyone who's got toe spacers, whether you got the silicone ones or if you have the big toe one that puts just the space between big toe, second toe, like the orthotic that your doc might have prescribed to you for your bunion, put your toe spacers on and keep them on as long as you can through the practice. Kick them off at the feet if they become bothersome, but otherwise you're going to just get them on, get them comfortable, and then settle into your shape. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it into that three-part breath. So we're going to start with a segmented breath. So you're going to take a breath, breathe down to the low part of the ribs, hold your breath for a moment. Take another sip of air, fill up the middle part of your lungs. Hold your breath for a moment, and then fill all the way up to the collarbones. And then exhale as slow as you can. And then we'll do that again. Inhale, low part of the lungs. Hold breath for a moment. Take another sip of air, fill up the middle part of your lungs. Hold your breath for a moment. Take another sip of air, fill all the way up to the top. Think collarbones or top of the lungs. And then exhale through your nose as slow as you can. One more with that segmented breath. Inhale, breathe down to the low end of your lungs. Hold breath for a moment. Take another sip of air, fill up the middle part of your lungs. Hold your breath for a moment. Take another sip of air, all the way up to the collarbones. And then exhale through your nose as slow as you can. And now there's an intention to the work, but now we smooth it out just a little bit. So now you're going to inhale low, middle, upper chamber, hold breath at the top for a moment, and then you'll exhale through your nose as slow as you can. So make sure everything feels good and comfortable. And then when you're ready, inhale low, middle, top. Exhale as slow as you can. Inhale low, middle, top. Exhale as slow as you can. One more time with that smooth breath. Inhale low, middle, top. Exhale as slow as you can. Little baby bicep curls. Fingertips are just looking to find the shoulders. So little bend and straighten of the arms. Let your breath just come in and out at a nice neutral, natural rhythm. And then the next time your fingertips find your shoulders, keep them there, elbow circles. And we just want to find a little bit of loose lubrication into the shoulder girdle. So we're not looking for like crazy range of motion, just a little bit of gentle gliding, glossing. Notice if there's any stiff or sticky places. Take your time so it feels warm, so it feels like it just can find a smooth track. And then when you're ready for it, take it in reverse, go the other way. Lovely. One more circle around. Arms are going to float up to I Dream of Jeannie arms, square across the chest, and do just a couple of gentle pulls from side to side. And then as you do this work, if it feels good, just assuming that the towel feels comfortable enough, add a slight subtle head turn. So you want to still feel like you're getting some comfortable work against that towel, but we're in the soft tissue of the neck. So we want to make sure that we feel supported and it doesn't feel like it's causing any pain points. All right, take one more I Dream of Jeannie, take one more head turn, and then we're going to do a little turn and adjust. So now you're going to take your roll of towel and you're going to spin it so that it's vertical. And now it's going to come under that, for lack of a better way of saying it, where that dowager hump would be, or that bony prominence where the cervical spine meets the thoracic spine. So you're going to spin your towel and then you're going to give a second to just get it into a comfortable position. So it will make you feel like your head falls back just a touch, but hopefully you can still breathe comfortably. If you needed to make noise, you could speak and it doesn't change your vocal quality. So maybe give a little hum, make sure everything feels like it's in a nice enough position. And then once you've got your way there, we're going to do little tiny head raises, or think cervical nod. So, but you're going to go super duper slow. You're going to just gently lift your head up like you're looking to the space between your knees or your thighs, and then slow, slow, slow return. And then pause for a second and ask yourself, did that feel comfortable enough? Was there any pain points? Do I need to adjust my towel? Do the little micro adjusts, make sure everything feels good. And then when you're ready, 2 more cervical nods. Lift your head gently. Look to the space between your knees or your thighs. Slowly and gently return your head down. Pause for a moment, assess. And then if it feels good to do so, one more time. Lift your head up. Look to the space between your knees or your thighs. Slow return. Take a moment, make sure everything feels good. Now we're going to slide our elbows into the side of our body. So our elbows are going to stay chambered up against our rib cage. Thumbs up, palms facing in towards each other when we're doing shoulder rotations. You're going to attempt to keep that towel behind that bony prominence. Adjust it so it feels good, but we want to do a little bit of work so you can feel a little squeeze as you come into that outer range of motion. So now we're going to rotate out. So you're going to go thumbs out like you're trying to bring your knuckles to the floor. Don't force it. You want to just go where your range goes comfortably and naturally. And you want to see if you can feel just a little bit of a muscular squeeze heading towards that rolled up towel behind you. And then when you're ready, come back in nice and slow. And then do it again. Thumbs up, roll out with the arms, think knuckles towards the ground. Don't worry if they don't touch, mine don't. Hang there for a second, see if you can feel a little bit of muscular action, and then come back in nice and slow and controlled. Take a breath, and then do it again. Roll out. See if you can find that little feeling of an intentional squeeze, and then come back in nice and slow and controlled. Take your time, pause in the mid position, take a breath. When you're ready, roll back out. Hold in the out position. See if you can find a little bit of a feeling of squeeze, as if you're trying to squeeze your shoulder blades around the roll of the towel. And then when you're ready, come back in nice and slow and controlled. One more time if it feels good. Roll out, hold in the out position. Now it's not between the shoulder blades, so we're looking for that feeling of squeeze, but it shouldn't feel like it's where the roll of towel is. The roll of towel is underneath that bony prominence of the neck, or where the cervical spine meets the neck. Take one more second, and then when you're ready, slow return, and then let your arms come back out to anatomical position and take a nice big breath. All right, now you're going to roll off just enough so that you can grab your roll of towel. And now we're going up into that glute med, glute min spot. So think about the fleshiness of your tush. You're going to come a little higher above the thickness of your bum. And then how you arrange the towel. So it's going to be, let's start right side just so that we're all catching the same cues. Go right side, and left leg is going to walk out just a little bit because it's going to be just a nice anchor and support. Once you've got your left leg out a little bit to give a little bit of an anchoring, right leg is going to do a little bit of a half butterfly maneuver. So you're just going to go a little bit up and down. For me, I kind of use my left leg so I can tilt a little bit and then adjust my body weight and my pressure onto that glute med, glute min spot so that I feel like I'm getting a nice feeling of compression of my body weight against the roll of the towel. And then with that compression, we add a touch of movement. If you hit any points where there's pain, adjust where the towel is so it feels good. You want to feel like it's kind of just gently pressing into the thickness of the muscle. You want to notice your breath, make sure you're not clenching your jaw. All right, take one more half butterfly, and then the left leg is going to walk in just a touch so that we can hop the right leg over the left into a low figure 4 configuration. And then once you've got that arranged, take a moment just to notice your breath. And then we're just going to hang here steady for a second. So especially if you've got your toe spacers on, the toe spacers, it's just going to put space in your toes, and then we're just going to let the toes just do what they're doing. But if, like me, if you have a tendency towards hypermobility in your feet and your arches, you're going to see if you can just get on your left leg foot, the one that's grounded. You're going to see if you can just pull up a little bit of energy. Think Pada Bandha, lift a little bit of energy up from the sole of your foot so it feels just a little bit alive and not collapse to the ground. Keep that energy in that left foot. Now take your right knee and do a little bit of a figure 4 flap. So you're just going to flap the knee a little in and out. And it's a short range of motion because we want to feel like we're still keeping that butt muscles compressed against the towel. And we just want to feel like we're getting a little bit of movement of the bony structure, specifically thigh bone hip socket. And then what we're looking for is just to get a feeling of perhaps warmth into the space, a little bit of idea of like when you come back to stillness, we want to see if we can just kind of get the muscles to sort of melt over the roll. So take about 2 or 3 more good flaps. And then when you're ready, come back to that soft, effortless position. Soften your right butt muscles as much as you can. Take one more breath. We're going to pull the right knee up. Think wind relieving pose. You're going to pull your right knee up toward your chest, or half Apanasana, however you like to think of it. Pull it in so you feel a little bit of tension, and hopefully you feel a little bit of a tension against that roll of the towel, and take a big breath here. Last breath, but see if you can imagine that you're sending that breath past the bowl of your pelvis out to the outer edges. So think you're breathing down to the bowl, into the front pocket and back pocket of your right side jeans. Nice. And then when you're ready, slowly release that foot down to the ground. We're going to lift off, move the towel, and notice the subtle difference between the 2 spaces. So lift up, move your towel, lower down, notice. One side probably feels a little smushy and gummy in comparison to the other side. So hopefully that shows up. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it over to the other side. So you're going to lift your butt up, and you're going to shoot for a rough symmetry, trying to find that similar upper glute area. So you want to think you're slightly above the thickest part of the curve of your butt muscle. And then once you feel like you've got it arranged there, walk your right leg out so it gives you that little touch of support, and the left leg is going to do the work. Half butterfly flap with the left leg, and I push into my right leg a little bit so I feel like I can put a little bit of efforted body weight into that left glute. So adjust it so it feels like the right pressure for you. Everybody's body will be a bit different. Go for 1 or 2 more butterfly flaps, and then come back in, pause for a moment, take a moment of stillness, adjust anything along the way that you need to. And then when you're ready, walk your right leg in just a touch. Left leg is going to hop over the right into that low figure 4 position. Settle there for a moment, make sure everything feels good. Take a breath. And then if it feels good, add that flap of that left knee. So you just get a little bit of work happening in that gentle held figure 4 position. Nice. Take 1 more half butterfly flap and then think half Apanasana or wind relieving pose. Pull your left knee up towards your chest. Hold steady there. Take a nice big breath. Last breath. Breathe like you're trying to breathe down and fill up the bowl of your pelvis, and then send the breath a little bit further past the bowl so it comes into the left front pocket of your jeans and the left back pocket of your jeans. Excellent. And then when you're ready, slow, 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 release your leg, push strong into your feet, lift your butt up, move that roll of towel out from underneath you, lower your hips down, pause in a neutral just to kind of notice. Hopefully both sides now feel a little bit more evensies, a little bit warm and melty. And then now we're going to activate those glutes again. So we're going to walk our feet out nice and wide. Walk your feet so they're to the outer edges of your mat, dorsiflex your feet. Arms are going to float up in front of your chest. Exhale, press into your heels first. Squeeze your butt muscles together before you even lift up. And then once you feel that little bit of coming together of your glutes, then lift your butt. And then on your next inhalation, slow, 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 lower your butt back down to the ground. We'll do that again. Exhale, press into your heels. Scoop your butt cheeks together and then lift your butt up to the sky. Hold at the top, stay there. Put an extra squeeze into your butt muscles. Hold steady for a moment and then soften them just enough so that you can slow, 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 lower your butt back down to the ground. One last time. Exhale, press into your heels. Scoop your butt muscles into each other. Scoop the butt up and lift. Hold at the top. Squeeze your butt muscles together. Don't let them go. Squeeze them again. Don't let them go. Squeeze them one last time. Hold that good squeeze. And then when you're ready, soften just enough and then slow, slow, slow. Lower your butt down to the ground. Awesome. Take a second, relax your feet, take a couple of gentle windshield wipers just to put a little bit of lubrication back into that thigh bone hip socket. And then when you're ready, we're going to kind of come up to a seated position. Keep your toe spacers on if you can. When you feel ready for it, work your way up to a Sukhasana easy seat. So come up in any way that makes good sense to your body. Crisscross applesauce your legs. Right hand's going to touch down, left hand's going to reach up and over, gentle side bend. Pause there for a moment, take a breath. Lift up and over to the other side, left hand down, right hand up, soft side bend, take a nice big breath. Going a little bit further now. So you're going to go back over to the right side, go right elbow and forearm down, let your left hip lift up away from the ground, and then do side body reach. So you're going to reach your hip down to the ground, arm reaches up, do a little squeeze in at the side, and then do it again. Reach your butt down towards the ground, reach your arm up and over, come in, get that little touch of squeeze. And then one last time, reaching up and over. And then this time, stay in that reach, press down into your right hand, lift the elbow up so your hip returns to the ground. Take a nice big breath. All right, and then lift up with good control, taking it over to the other side, going way down and low, elbow and forearm to the ground, butt lifts up. And then once you've got your way there, add that little touch of side body reach, and then hug it in for a little squeeze. Get that little touch of reach. Hug it in for a little squeeze. Get that touch of reach. Soften just enough, press down into that left arm, lift the elbow, let the hip return, add that little touch of stretch or side pendiculation, and then use your next in-breath to come up nice and slow, go right into a soft seated twist. Rotate to one side, take a nice big breath. When you're ready, rotate to the other side, take a nice big breath. When you're ready, take it back to center. Imagine that you have a pencil driving through the holes of your ears. So that's going to be your access point. So I find it actually helps me get a good maneuver. So put your pencil into your ears and then start to find that access point where you tip your head up and down and your head is pivoting on your imaginary pencil axis. And then once you feel like you found that good tilting maneuver, if it feels better to do so, release your hands, but keep that good tilting maneuver, just lightly going up and down, noticing how your neck feels, noticing the front of your neck and your throat. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw. Take one more nod up and down. And then easy seated forward fold. Think hip hinge. So you're going to lift up through the front, walk yourself forward. So you want to feel like maybe a light stretch into the low back, a light stretch into the hips, no pain in the knees. So go only to the point where it feels pretty good and take a nice big breath. We're going to walk a little bit off to the side. So walk your hands a little bit over to the left, but your right hand is going to come in a little bit closer to you because you're going to use it to push. So you're going to bring it just a touch closer to you, but everything's tipped a little over to the left. Now push down into that right palm as if you're trying to push your right shoulder back and put a little bit of space into that right lat and back shoulder blade area. So give a little bit of a push and then take a big breath into your shoulder blades. And then when you're ready, soften, and we'll walk it all the way over to the other side. Walk your hands over to the right. And then once you've got your hands over to the right, step your left hand in just a little bit closer to you. Now do a little push. Push into that left hand. Draw the shoulder back. Put a little space into that left lat back shoulder blade. Take a nice big breath as if you're filling it up. Excellent. And then when you're ready, soften, walk yourself back to that center position. Maybe see if you can go just a touch further this time. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Float your way to tabletop position. Come up into your table in a way that makes good sense. Whether you roll over your legs or swing them off to one side, come around in a way that makes a good sense to your body. We're going to just do a little preparatory work for our thigh bone hip socket, and then we're going to come down onto our belly. So in your tabletop position, you're going to swing your toes as far out to the edges of your mat, maybe over the edges of your mat, and hold just for a moment. Make sure it feels okay to your knees, and then come back in and do a little crisscross of your legs and shoot for as like far as you can crisscross with a little bit of effort. And then swing your toes back out. Look for the edge of your mat, maybe go past the edge of your mat, switch the cross in your legs, come in and put a little bit of an intention like you're trying to get as much crisscross as you can. Do it again. Swing out, go as far as you can comfortably go. Hold out at the edge. Switch the cross in your legs, come in with a little bit of focus of trying to find that intentional cross, and then swing back out again. Go as far as you can go. Hold. Switch the cross. One more time, swing out, go as far as you can. Swing in, get a little cross. Swing out as far as you can, hold. Switch the cross, come back in. Beautiful, and then come to a neutral position. If you can, toes curled under, hold there for a moment. 3 cat-cows. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back, round your shoulders, tuck chin to chest. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. One more time. Inhale, belly comes down, tailbone lifts, heart lifts. Think open heart, stretch through the front of the belly from sternum to chin. And then as you exhale, nice big rounding Halloween cat, press down into all 4 limbs, get a bunch of space into the vertebrae of your spine. And then when you're ready, soften everything. All right, now we're gonna come down onto our belly and we're gonna take roll of towel and it is gonna come into the low part of the belly. So we're gonna be in like Sphinx position with that towel in place. If you've got anything going on, like a recent abdominal surgery, IBS, a hernia, any reason why you wouldn't want to put pressure on your belly, you're going to leave it off. But if it feels comfortable enough to be there, come down into that starting Sphinx position. Play around for a moment to find that just comfortable enough position, because everybody's towel roll and hip placement might look slightly different. And then you're just going to give your hips a little slush and make sure it's a sustainable shape. Once you've got the towel in a place that feels pretty good, you're going to go elbows underneath the shoulders, hands in parallel positions, spread your fingers as wide as you can. Press gently down into your elbows, press your heart forward, press your hip bones down, and then press up through the top of your head. And think shoulders are kind of down away from your ears. Once you've got your way there, we're going to come back to that idea of cervical knots. So think about that pencil line between your ears, and you're going to see if you can start to tilt up and down on that axis again. Take 1 or 2 more tilts of the head up and down. And then we're going to come a little bit lower and we're going to go tree frog position. Before you go all the way down though, I want you to just make sure you can see where we're going. So when we come down, we're going to hike 1 leg up. So we're in that tree frog position. And then we're going to do that internal rotation of the thigh. So we'll pick that heel up and then we'll do it like lift and hold. But we're going to go upper bodies a little bit lower. So you want to keep the towel in place if you can, keep your toe spacers on if it feels comfortable enough. Let your forehead rest on your stack of hands. Pull that knee up into tree frog position. I say tree frog because for some of us, a 90-degree bend, for some of us, the heel comes in a little bit. You shoot for the one that feels best in your body. Once you've got your leg up into that bent position, pause for a moment, notice your breath. So when we take this tree frog pose position, we shorten and externally rotate the hip flexor area. So we kind of let that sort of chill out a little bit. And then we work into those side glute butt muscles. So now we're adding that rotation. So you're going to lift the heel up and you're going to hold it in position. And you want to feel like there's a little bit of work that happens into the side of your hip, side of your butt. So hold for a moment. And then slowly return. And then that's going to do the work. So you're going to just repeat the process a few times. You're going to hold it as long as you feel comfortable, where you feel a little strength come in or you feel that little grip of the muscle, and then just slowly release it back down. And then go nice and slow. Let your forehead rest. And then once you've done just enough so you felt some good activation of the muscles, then come back to tree frog position in soft rest. So you're just going to let your inner thighs soften a little bit, let your butt muscles soften just a little bit, let your belly soften a little bit. And now you're just going to try to breathe to notice the towel underneath your low belly. So you're going to breathe like you're trying to breathe down past the front pockets of your jeans, or fill up the bowl of your pelvis with breath, and then breathe expansively out to the front pockets and back pockets of your jeans. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, you're going to slowly, 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 slowly slide that right leg back down, give it all a little slush, make sure it all feels good. And then we're going to switch the work to the other side. Left leg is going to slide up. Leg position might change one side to the other because we might have a different history in our thigh bone hip socket on one side compared to the other. So maybe it's a little bit in, maybe it's a little bit out. Shoot for the one that feels good. Play with arranging that so it feels comfortable enough, and then see where you land, getting a little bit of rotation. And then once you feel like you can catch a little rotation, then you add that little hold. So you lift and hold at the top, look for that feeling of grip in the side of your butt, and then slowly release it back down. And when we say grip, it's not like a Charlie horse. We don't want to feel like it's causing us a jolting pain. We want to feel like the muscles working to try to hold that position, and then it can easily release. So you want to shoot for the work that feels good to your body, because everybody's hips might be a little bit different. Shoot for one or two more holds, just depending on the pace that you're going with. And then when you're ready, let it come back to that soft resting position, reduce effort, take a breath. And take one more breath like you're trying to fill up the whole bowl of your pelvis. So you're breathing so low and deep that you fill up the bowl, and then the bowl spills over out into the front pockets of your jeans and the back pockets of your jeans. Excellent. And then when you're ready, slide that left leg nice and long. Take a second, give it all a good hip slush. And now we're going to push our way up to tabletop position and then go back to child's pose. And when we go back to our child's pose position, we're going to do a little bit of work for the upper body. So we're going to put the roll towel so that it lands underneath our forehead, because that's going to be sort of our anchor point. So I'll say child's pose position that feels reasonable to you, big toes together, knees wide, or big toes together, knees apart. Go for the one that feels comfortable enough, and then see if you can just bring that roll of towel in so that your forehead can land. And then you're going to start to do some T-shaped arms. So you're going to walk your hands out so they come out straight from your shoulders, keeping your forehead as best you can anchored onto that roll of towel. Thumbs are going to go up. So thumbs are rotated up towards the ceiling. And then you're just going to do a little bit of a lift. So you're going to lift like you're just going thumbs up towards the ceiling, and then lower back down. And then you're just going to do a couple of lifts and lowers. And the whole time you go, you're going to attempt to keep your forehead connected to the roll towel. Adjust your butt and your knees, of course, so that they feel comfortable enough. And then once you feel like you're accomplishing a little bit of space to lift and to lower, then we'll take it into a little bit of lift and rotation. So you'll lift up, thumbs up towards the ceiling, roll the thumbs all the way down and back, find the back pockets of your jeans, and then roll them back through, thumbs up towards the ceiling, T-arm position, and the arms come back down. So now we add that lift, rotation, tuck behind that back pocket of the jeans drill, and then come back up and around, thumbs up, and the hands float down. And then just take a few times through, but go nice and slow. All right, now the next time your hands are in the back pockets of your jeans, see if you can stay there. Release your rolled up fingers or release your thumbs up position, and then just see if you can do little flaps of your wings. So think elbows lift and then softly return. And I'm keeping my hands connected to the back pocket, so we just want to feel like we're flapping the elbows versus lifting the arms. And you're just going to go for about 3 more flaps. And then when you're ready, you're just going to return your hands to a nice soft neutral. So whether they're out in front of you, off to the sides, something that they don't have to work too hard for a moment. And then just notice your upper back body, notice your breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly lift up to tabletop position. I'll say put your roll of towel just a little off to the side. Lift your way up to tabletop position, and we're going to go for a little bit of alternating lunging position. So you're going to just take a nice little tip, hop your right leg up and out to a little bit of a lunging position, step it back, get comfortable there, and then over to the other side. Left leg hops forward, a bit of a lunging position, step it back, and then back over to the other side. Right foot steps forward, a little bit of lunging position, step it back, switch sides, left foot steps forward, a bit of a lunging position, step it back. We're going to go one more time through. Step your right foot forward, step it back, step your left foot forward, step it back. And then if you can, toes curl under, exhale, lift up into a soft dog. And just as you barely find that soft dog position, look forward, walk your feet towards your hands, and take your time as you walk yourself up towards the top of your mat. Soft standing forward fold. Put a little bit of a bend in the knees, put a little heaviness into your head. Take a moment just to notice your feet, and then make little adjusts. So if your toe spacers got a little bit wiggly, fix them up. And then once you've got your toe spacers nicely fixed up, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, lift from the soles of your feet up your center all the way up to a standing position, and then take 3 good shruggy rolls of your shoulders. And then find your standing mountain pose, palms facing forward, toes and knees facing forward, a little bit of the weight shifted into your balls of your feet and your heels. See if you can evenly distribute the weight of your body into those 4 points. And then draw just a little taller up through the top of your head. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees more than you think you need to, fold down towards your feet. Inhale, halfway up. We're going to go warrior 2 position. Soften back down to your fold. Step your right leg back. The heel drops in, the toes turn out, and then the right hand picks you up. So we do that nice cartwheeling up to that warrior 2 position. And then check with that front knee and just kind of anchor it towards your pinky toe. So we just want to feel like that inner thigh is nice and sturdy and nice and alive. And then once you feel like that left knee is anchored towards the pinky toe, press gently down into your feet and draw energy up your legs, up your side body, out through your arms to the fingertips, gaze forward, take a breath. All right, we're going to spin down, low lunge position. So left hand's going to lead the way, right hand's going to follow. Pivot your back foot, slowly come down, low lunge position. Once you've got your way there, lift your chest, lift your chin, look up, take a breath. A little half splits, pull your hips back just a touch. Peel the front toes up just a touch. Walk your hands in a little bit closer. Lift your chest. Keep a little bit of space there. Soften nose towards knee. Take a breath. Rock forward to low lunge, but now walk your left leg out a little bit wider. So you're just going to toe heel it out so it's a little bit wider. Think of sort of a lizard lunge position. Right hand, left leg a little bit wide. Give a little space in the front of your mat. Now take your left arm, reach it up towards the sky. Look up. And then bring that left arm all the way down, elbow to the ground. Lift that left arm all the way up to the sky. Bring that left arm down, left elbow touches down. One more just like that. Lift your arm up to the sky. Bring that elbow down. Both hands are going to find the ground. You're going to walk your left foot out even wider. Now we're going to take a big hop. So we're going to pick up the left leg and you're going to get a little bit of a rocking motion. You're going to catch a little momentum and you're going to hop that right leg out. Whoop, nice and wide. Think Malasana, low yoga squat. Sink your butt down just for a second. Pick it right back up. Come into a soft, whitish forward fold and then toe heel your feet back in. so that they're about hip width distance apart. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Roll your way up to standing. Find your mountain pose. Pause there for a moment. Notice your breath. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold towards your feet. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, soften down, left leg back, warrior two position. Step the foot back, drop the heel in, turn the toes out. Left hand picks you up, right hand follows. And then we take that right knee and we just get it sturdy, anchored towards the pinky toe. Nice, strong, sturdy legs. Lift energy up the legs, up your side body, out through your arms to your fingertips, gaze forward, take a breath. And then we circle it down. Right hand's going to lead the way. Left hand's going to follow. Pivot that back foot. Go nice and slow. And then bring that knee down slowly. So you got that low lunge position. Lift your chest, lift your chin, take a breath. And then we're going to pull back to that half splits, but go nice and slow. Take your time. Pull the hips back, peel the toes up. Create a little bit of a bend in that front leg. Lift through your chest. Soften nose towards knee. Take a big breath. Rock forward, low lunge position, but now toe heel the right foot out so it finds the outer edge of your mat. And then walk your left arm out so it's nice and wide too. And then adjust everything so it feels comfortable. Once you've got your way there, right arm's going to stretch up to the sky. And then right arm's going to come down, think elbow and forearm touch the ground. Right arm reaches up nice and high. Bring it down nice and slow. Reach it up to the sky. Bring it down nice and slow. Pick up that back knee. Catch a little bounce. We're going to hop that leg up to that low malasana squat. So you're going to catch a little bit of momentum. Hop that leg up. Sink your butt down. Go into that low squat just for a second. Elbows to the inner thighs. Prayer hands together. Nice tall lifted spine. And then when you're ready, set your butt down. Swing your legs in butterfly position. Open up your feet like a book. So thumbs are going to come into the center of your feet. You go blade edges together and you peel your feet open like you're reading a book. And then get nice and tall in your spine and keep that nice tall spine. Lean your chest forward. Hang there for a moment. Notice your breath. Lift through the top of your head. Let your heart follow. Come up nice and slow. Help your knees come up and together. Now we're going to take our roll of towel. Now how your roll goes is just going to be like what feels comfortable. We're going to, when we hit the end of our practice, we're going to do just a little supine twist and then we'll get to it. But when we do the towel to finish, my suggestion will be that you do it horizontal, snugged in between the shoulder blades. But for some of us, it's just a little bit better to go vertical. So just make sure you arrange it in a way that will feel good when you get down there. All right, start by coming down onto your back. Take a second. Just let your nervous system have a moment just to come back down and go, ooh, how's my body feeling? And then when you feel ready for it, you're going to bring right knee in toward your chest. Let your left leg go nice and long. Take that right knee over and across your body to the left. Let your right arm open nice and slow. And then make a moment to do little micro adjusts so everything feels really nice. Before we release the twist on this side, take your right arm and just stretch it up at a 45-degree angle. You just want to feel like you're kind of feeling a little bit of a stretch or open space or an intentional reach out from the armpit, out through your arm, through your fingers. Spread your fingers, feel all the way up to your armpit and take a nice big breath. Excellent. And then slowly, slowly, slowly roll onto your back, Apanasana, knees to chest. Bring both knees in for a moment. Take a breath. Hang on to your left knee. Let the right leg go nice and long. Supine twist to the other side. Take that left knee over and across. Go nice and slow. Get everything organized in a way that feels good. Let the left arm open nice and wide. Adjust your ribs, adjust your head, adjust your costume. Turn your head in the opposite direction of your knee if it feels comfortable, and then slow your breath down. Before we release the twist on this side, take your left arm and just bring it up about 20 degrees. So you're reaching up towards the corner of your mat. Get that nice intentional space in your armpit. Spread the fingers of your left hand and reach out through the left arm as if you're trying to stretch from your armpit to your fingertips. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, soften, slow roll back to Apanasana. From Apanasana, we're going to do figure four stretch. So you're going to bring your knees into your chest, take a second, and then let the left leg float down, let the right leg cross over the left. And then we're lifting it right back up. So get that arranged so it feels good. And then lift up, thread your hands through, get a comfortable hold. Back of the thigh, top of the shins, go for the one that you like. And then go for that middle space. And then just see if you can breathe again like you're trying to breathe down to the bowl of your pelvis, and then let the breath expand out into the pockets of your jeans, front and back, left and right. All right, when you're ready, slow, soft release, uncross to recross. Right foot comes down, left leg comes across the right, and then we lift right back up. Thread your hands through, get that comfortable handhold, go to that middle space, and then hang out there for a moment. Notice your breath. And then once you've got it nicely arranged, send that breath slow and deep and full. Fill up the bowl of your pelvis so much that it breathes out into the front pockets of your jeans and the back pocket of your jeans. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly, slowly, slowly release. Uncross your legs. Pause for a moment just to notice. Notice maybe your hips feel a little warm. Maybe you feel that nice whoosh of fresh blood wave back in. And now we're going to grab the roll of towel and get ourselves set up. So ideally, space between the shoulder blades horizontal. If that doesn't feel good, you'll switch it to vertical, but you just want to adjust it so that it feels like it gives you a feeling of an open heart. And then you want to shoot for open heart, grounded feet. So we're going to get the heart into an open position, snuggle around so it feels pretty good. And then you want to feel like your feet are nicely anchored. So again, if you can keep your toe spacers on the whole time, lovely. If at any point you had to kick them off, c'est la vie. But you're just going to feel the soles of your feet connected to your yoga mat or connected to your rug or whatever surface or texture is underneath your feet. Feel your feet touching that texture and just take a moment to notice. Breathe for a moment as if you're trying to move the water of your body so much that it moves the water all the way down to your toes. Now, sometimes we do that horse trot maneuver where we push into our feet and it kind of rocks us up and down. And I'm going to say shoot for that maneuver, but make it the softer variation if you can put a little oomph into it sometimes. Because you have that towel beneath you, I want you to go slow to make sure it just feels like comfortable enough. But you want to push into your feet like you're just getting a little bit of a jog or a jug up and down. So you just want to feel like you can push, you get a little rock into your hips, you feel a little subtle exchange of your upper body against that roll of towel, but you want to make sure you're breathing comfortably and everything feels pretty good. All right, take one more push, one more little jog up and down, and then you're just going to give yourself a big old hug. You're going to wrap your arms around, get a nice tight squeeze of your arm. On top, and then when you're ready, open your arms out just to find that soft open position, and then come back in with the other arm on top. Give yourself that nice tight squeeze, and then breathe into that tight squeeze of your arms. Take one more breath. And then slowly open your arms back up, but let them hover, and then just take a little snow angel arm action. So we're just going to put that last little touch of movement in, and then we're going to move that roll of towel so that it comes back underneath the soft curve of the neck, kind of back where we started. So if you are like here and you're like, this open heart feels amazing, I don't want to leave, I want to stay here for the next few minutes, then I'll say leave it just as it is. That might feel great. But if it would feel nice to come back to that softer, 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 more effortless position, I'll say roll off just a touch so you can grab that towel out from underneath you, put it underneath either the soft curve of your neck or underneath your head like a pillow. Shoot for the one that might feel soft and loving and interesting. And then once you've got the towel where you think you want it to be, adjust your legs so that they're happy too. So maybe you go traditional corpse pose, maybe you go reclined butterfly, maybe you go a little constructive rest. Shoot for the one where you don't have to work too hard. And then allow your body just that touch of time where it can reduce effort. So the body is quick, it's responsive, it does. And then the mind needs just a little bit of time to catch back up and gel. So give your mind, give your body that little bit of time to reconnect. You always have the option to stay in your resting position just as long as you like. But if you feel ready for it, gently twinkle your fingers and wiggle your toes. In our low position, we're going to take 3 humming exhales. Humming can be good for the nervous system. It can help support and tone the vagus nerve. It can be good for helping support the production of nitric oxide, which can help support our immune system. So many benefits to the humming, but if you don't like making noise, then I say leave it off. Do the stuff that you enjoy. When you feel ready, you're just going to take a nice big inhale through your nose. See if you can breathe as if you're trying to fill up all the way down to the front pocket of your jeans. And then as you exhale, let out a nice low hum. And now you're going to bring your hands to the front pockets of your jeans. Adjust your shoulder blades so that they feel good. Take another big inhale. This time we're going to inhale down to our toes. And as you exhale, you're going to hum as nicely as you can. You want that vibration in the hum as if you're trying to vibrate the water all the way down to your toes. So take a nice big filling up breath. Breathe past your hands all the way down to your toes. And then as you exhale, the nice low hum. And then take one last big filling up breath. Breathe all the way out to the edges of everything, to the edges of your skin, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head. Take a nice big filling up breath. And then as you exhale, a nice low hum. And then once you've completed that last exhalation with the hum, take your arms, stretch them up above your head, walk your legs nice and long, take that nice big yawning stretch or pond position, stretch from your fingers to your toes and add that pandiculation, that yawning, stiffening stretch. And then as you exhale, invite a little softness in and then slowly bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Sukhasana or any seat that feels interesting to you, just something that lets you sit up nice and tall. And then once you've got your way there, especially if it's really convenient to do so, then you're just going to take a moment to take the toe spacer out from around your toes and then just give your toes and your feet just a moment to kind of feel that good finish. So unseparate your toes or unspace your toes and then just come back to that comfortable seat. And then if it feels available, maybe just let your hands touch the ground. And then breathe in and just a whole bunch of love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, for all of your hard work. And then a little bit of extra love and gratitude for the floor beneath you, the ceiling above you, the walls around you. And then when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. You guys are amazing.